if I ever get a building company, I'm going to call it Fat Guy Building. Because this fat guy is having a hard time bending over this time of night. Or any other time. Hey guys, Charley the Plumber. I did a little shopping today on my way home from Shady Acres from bow camp. A mosquito. I was introduced to Northwoods of Pinconning, and when I was in there, I bought me a new Millennium tree stand blind. You guys know that I love looking at blinds, so we got this baby, got it in the back of the truck, paid not sure if Mama's here or not, $429 for it. So I just talked to her, I said, hey, will you give me a hand, come out and give me a hand setting up my blind? So she's on her way out. Don't mention to her what I paid for it. I think this is going to be as close as I can get to what I want in a blind, but we're going to set it up and see. I'm going to be able to fondle it for a couple of days and see if I like it. So we're going to get her set up now. Hold on, guys, it's the producer. What's up? Yes. All right, cool. So I need to do more videos. All right, I got it for more videos next Sunday. Bye. So this is the parts list. We have 8, let's see, we got a whole bunch of stuff. Let's call it 16, 43, 53, I don't know. We got probably over 200 parts here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up the way that Millennium tree stand has got this thing up, and I'm going to look at it. I looked at one of these up at Northwoods in Pinconning, Michigan, and I liked the way it was set up. We're going to set her up. We're going to see, is it usable, something that we can take to the UP, maybe change the bolts out for washers, and go from there. New Millennium GB100 buck blind from Millennium Tree Stands. Bought this thing up in northern Michigan, and it's actually a ground blind that can actually set up on a platform. We're going to put her together. We're going to take a look at it, see if it's something that we really like. I like the configuration, the way stuff is. So we're going to start getting it put together. Here's the brochure pamphlet. There's looks like there's about 10 pages here. It starts out, and there is a bunch of nuts and bolts and washers and screws and frames, and the box itself weighs 85 pounds. A lot of, I'm assuming, like a aluminum type aircraft aluminum, something like that. So there's a lot of parts and pieces that go together. We're going to put this sucker up. I think I'm going to really like it, and let's do it and see. just my thought as I'm doing this. If we cut this right here and we put a coupling on here and all these fold together, bump, 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 so they're all four put together, all you gotta do is whoop, open them up, put them together, and you're done. Would save a bunch of time. That's one of my tips. You know I got ideas. Okay, they're saying to flip this thing upside down and put the poles in from the bottom. That frame is heavy. I like it. I like it a lot. I did bump my head coming in, but I'd be shooting into the roof, so that doesn't really work. So we'll put the risers on. I'm wondering, I think it will be easier to put a couple of them on here and then bolt them to the bottom. They say to bolt them to the bottom and kind of stick it on top of there. I only got one person, Mama's in bed, and there's no way in heck she's coming back out now. So I think I'll try it my way. Because my way is the right way. Or at least that's what I tell myself. Let me out of here! Took me 1 hour and 15 minutes to build the frame. I'm sweating. I've got one washer left. Put it over there in the box because I may find it. Shooting rest here. I like that because that keeps that thing solid. Got a little wiggle. I think part of that is, let's get these up maybe a little bit closer to where they belong. I'm not going to put the canvas on it right now. We're going to talk a little bit about what's here. I think it's a pretty solid blind. One thing that I see, a couple of things I see, is this is set up for a vertical bow shooter. I know there's a lot of guys out there that maybe don't use vertical bows no more. Maybe they use crossbows. This is my thought, is that I'm going to use this with a rifle or a crossbow. I'm going to shoot out of the front side. This front side is 5 feet long, and I've got 2 edge pieces here. And if I kept this, what I may end up doing is moving this one up to here. But I'd like to get the canvas up here so that we can see it. But I think this has a lot of potential to be the gem of all ground blinds. I think that we need to pull some weight out of this thing. And like up top, we could pull some time out with not having to nut and bolt this stuff all together. Maybe stick some pins in here and put some little cotter keys through here. I've seen that before. I think that would work okay. The only issue with that is you guys are going to have a bag of pins and a bag of cotter keys to put this thing up. 1 hour and 15 minutes, you drop one bolt out in the woods, you're not going to find it. So this is really not a portable in my opinion. I think that if you lowered this thing down to the brick house I'm sitting in is 5'7", I think. So it's 67 inches tall. So I can come in the morning, I can bend over, I can put my pants on. You know, I'm like this when I'm putting my pants on, but I've got a solid, hell, this is 7 feet tall. I'm 6'2", guys. I'm 6'2", this is 7 feet tall. There's not a lot of 7-footers out there. My nephew Lurch is not going to be always hunting in your blind. So realistically, when a lot of us put our stuff on, we sit down in our chair and pull this stuff on. I'd bring this thing way down. I'd bring this thing to, let's call it 4.5 feet or 5, let's call it 5 feet, 60 inches, even if you wanted to go a little taller, so that when you're standing there, if you did it at 6 feet, you know, you can still come down a solid foot. I like the premise of this blind. I like when you see the inside of this, it's going to be tougher, but they've got hooks on here to hold this thing tight. So that canvas, when it goes on here, it's super tight. I talked to the guy that put the one together at Northwoods, and he had a booger of a time zipping that thing. So my thought would be, put this sucker together, put it outside if you're going to use it, let that canvas stretch a little bit, and then take the canvas off and take it apart and take it to where you're going to put it back together, if you so choose to. Millennium, here's my thoughts. We need to take and make this all one piece. So these things up here have a swivel point. They all swivel together so they're the same size. You can do it even if they're a little bit bigger, shorter, whatever. Same thing with this centerpiece. Take and make these so that these fold out, and when they fold out, now you got another piece in here. I don't know about the aluminum, if this is aluminum aircraft metal. It seems to me like we can get something that we can take some weight out. 85 pounds is too heavy for us to carry out in the woods. Can we do the same thing with a tent pole? Maybe it's time for Charley the Plumber to get into the blind building business. We're going to get this thing finished up tomorrow. Hope you liked the video so far. If you do, Facebook, Instagram, what the heck's the other one? Charleytheplumber.com. Let's put something together and let's see if we can do it as a collaboration. Like where we're going with this blind thing, I think we're going to get it figured out in the next year or so. We're going to get the ultimate blind out there so that you guys got it. We'll see you tomorrow.